Welcome back, guys. It is Apex Predator. I hope you're all doing well. Alright, so here we've got round 3 of season 2 of the FIA Nations Championship, and this was 11 laps of Autodromo Nazionale Monza in Group 4. As you can see, I'm in the Veyron, and I did a bit of practice for this race. So initially, look, this is the 4.58, and look at that race time, 22 minutes and 7 seconds, whereas here I did another one in the Veyron, and look who's in second, by the way, Manuel Rodriguez, but look at the race time, 21 minutes 52, so almost 10 seconds faster, 10 to 15 seconds faster in the Veyron. Although the races obviously can't be quite the same level of fuel saving, the same amount of incidents and things like that, but you get a rough idea doing something like that, just doing the race through and just paying attention to the race time when you try different strategies or different cars. So yeah, it seems like the Veyron was the car to pick. In the Nations, you know, I don't mind picking the car. It's the car to pick. I'll use something different in the dailies and whatever, but I'm going to pick the car that gives me the best chance of getting the best result in the Nations. So it was a bit of a one-make this race, but it was quite a cool little race anyway. I don't think it detracted from it having a good for the Veyrons, to be honest. Anyway, here we are into the race. So we qualified 10th. We'll see that in a second. Don't think there are many 155s in this lobby. Yeah, certainly I didn't get anywhere near it. Look at that 156. So 10th I didn't do very well in qualifying. I didn't have a great performance. That's alright, we should have a bit of opportunity to do something in the race. Well, let's see if we can have a clear turn 1. You know what it's like at Monza. You just need to you can't, say you normally brake in at the 150 board, although at race start it's a bit different, you're not quite at full lap pace, which should help, so your usual braking point is going to be quite conservative because we're going a lot slower. And sure enough, everyone's quite cautious here, look. So we go right around the outside, gives us the inside into the second phase, slight bit of contact, but on the revised penalty tweak that happened last night, we didn't get one, which is alright. So as I was coming back to record the replay, my housemate just noticed a bit of, he heard some contact, and yeah, sure enough, something happened at turn 1, so I thought it was a clean turn 1. Thankfully it was for me, but it wasn't quite further down the grid, so let's just have a quick look at this, see what happens. So at first I thought it was this guy, this Italian. I couldn't quite see, obviously, and I thought... So was it this guy? Or this guy? He's in the tow. Yeah, he's just been caught out by how early everyone's braking, gone to avoid it, got on the grass and has taken out 2 people. And look, we're down to 19 players. We've already had a rage quit, so look, it's 20 at the moment. And by the end of turn 1, we're down to 19. It's a pretty quick rage quit, that, isn't it? So, oh, and then on the grass, oh no. So we're at 20 players, keep watching, down to 19. Oh dear. One more time. Oh, we've got to feel sorry for those guys on the inside, just minding their own business. Alright, so we'll pick it back up with myself. So we're in 9th, and then we're qualified 10th. So just taking it easy in the first lap. Let's see what we can do. Should be doing a bit of fuel saving here since I'm tucked in, but it's early in the race, you don't want to go too mad fuel saving because then you'll just leave yourself open to get overtaken by everybody. Got a lot of pressure from behind, but there's nowhere I can go really because the cars. It's just natural bunching of race 1 really. Race 1? Lap 1, sorry. Yeah, I'm getting the hurry up from the Spaniard behind. You see what I mean about my one make. There's a few Megans, but pretty much everyone's in the Veyron. But I mean, I thought it was quite cool watching the replay. I don't mind it. And I hadn't driven this car before this race, so that's another reason I did a fair bit of practice for this race, just because yeah, like I say, first time in the car. Found the car pretty good. So I did a bit of practice in the 458, and then went and took this out and was pretty much instantly on pace. But going from the 458 to this, it honestly felt like this was on racing softs. This Veyron, considering how heavy it was. I don't really rate the Veyron as a good handling car, but this one just feels great. Loads of grip, so planted. It's obviously very well suited to Monza, so you just put your foot waft down the straight, so you don't need to, it doesn't need to be too nimble. Although you do need to be able to get the thing turned in, and yeah, it feels pretty good. Look at this, nowhere to go. Have picked up a bit of a penalty. That will just be from some track abuse somewhere. Well, I say somewhere, it's going to be this first chicane, I think, almost certainly. Very difficult to get it right. So certainly bumper cam, it seems much easier to judge the corner or the curve cutting on the roof cam, I'd say. As we take this opportunity here to get past this guy. Sort of squabbling with the car in front, compromised his exit through the latter part of the chicane, so we'll take that. Key to get a good exit out of Lesmo too. As we head down towards Ascari, you can take a bit of his curve on the inside. I'm probably not going to do it very well here, as I didn't really the whole race. But yeah, you can. Because I was sort of struggling to get the thing turned in. Not too bad. And then you want to be riding this one pretty much like that. Take a bit of that. That might have just been a bit too much. I think we might have just got away with it. That's why I don't like Monza, because that's pretty much where the time is. It's just knowing how much curve to take and then just being on that fine line between just taking enough that doesn't get you a penalty. Never quite got parabolic as well as I'd like. Not getting it turned in hard enough, fast enough, just being a bit pushed. But then I'm conscious of managing my tyres, so it's all good. Now watch this. This is a bit of a a bit of a wake up. So I'm faffing about with my sort of fuel economy. Probably not quite paying full attention. Just clip a wheel on the grass, look. Just pull it up in time. That was nearly a catastrophe. So cut now onto lap 4. Dropped that pack a little bit, that's cool. I'm just going to fuel save a bit, although I didn't fuel save as much as I could this race. I know, hold on. I'm not going to be fuel saving at all, so I'd made that mistake, didn't I, which dropped me. It's not fuel saving which dropped me, it was that mistake getting on the grass. So now, if I'm wanting to try and catch up with that pack, which I kind of do to get the slipstream, I'm probably going to be a bit longer in the revs than I would have been in the practice races I've done. And as it played out, yeah, I ended up using way more fuel in this first stint than in any of my practices, but I think it's because I wanted to try and catch that pack. Yeah, quite long in the revs. Should be up changing really about here. Good for Ascari again. So I suppose we can talk about this penalty update then. I mean, I've not had too much experience with it yet, just this race. And from what I've experienced, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be loads of people with loads of bad stories about it, horror stories, someone knocking them off and they didn't get a penalty and all this, that and the other, but I think it's always going to be the case. It's not going to go away with that. You know, and as we say, even in real motorsport, there's always times where penalties weren't quite handed out as well as they could have been. Anyways, we just hop on board here, so he's having a look down the inside. I've sort of seen it coming. He's gone a bit deep there really, but he's going to be able to hold it here. Try to get the cut back, but he's just sort of, I think he had a wheel on the gravel which just pitched him into me a little bit, but It's all good. And as I was saying, so that little bit of contact there, where I don't think it was his fault, I don't think it was malicious, I don't think he tried to sort of slam into me. I do think he just had a wheel on the outside and that pitched him into me. So that would have been a second for me, like a couple of days ago. But today it wasn't, and I think that's a good thing, you know. Anyways, we're setting it up here through the second part of the chicane. He was defensive, which meant he was a little bit tight and slow on the exit, so we're having a look here into the first Lesmo. Just sneak it through. Very tough to make that move stick without any contact. But we both gave each other room. So personally, my experience of it in this race, where I've had little slight bits of contact like that, where it's no one's fault, we're just racing, it didn't result in a penalty, and that's a good change. And what we've done is, I've got a screenshot of this. Hold on, I'll add it now actually. So yeah, you can see players with a DRA or higher will no longer be judged by the same criteria, by stricter criteria than players with lower DR. Anyway, sorry about that guys, just want to throw that in there whilst I remember. But yeah, we're having a good scrap with this Frenchman. So as we come towards the end of lap 5, is he going to have another look into turn 1? I think almost certainly yes, isn't he? Both kicking up some dust through Parabolica there. Some lovely shots in this game. Oh, there's one, is it? I think it might be on the next lap. It's just one shot. That one. In fact, it's that one. Just look at that. For some reason, I still haven't done it. I'm going to go back and try and get some photography with that shot. Just something about the lighting and just the framing of that picture. Just really nice. I think if you could do it with a slow shutter speed and just get some of the lights bleeding along that barrier. If you had that sort of the horizontal barrier through the shot, and if you can get the lights to sort of, I don't know, follow one of the corrugated, I think you could do some nice things if you play about with the shutter speed with that shot. Just both cars going, but I don't know, it just looked nice, and I've only watched it, I only saw it on that one lap, so I wonder if you have to just, if you have to pause the replay in just the right spot to get that camera, I'm not sure. I've watched this replay through just to record it, and I don't remember seeing that shot on any other lap other than that lap. And it stands out every time I see it, so I know the shot when I see it. Anyway, so we're in 6th at the moment, which is pretty good. Well, considering we started 10th. Obviously, I'd much rather be towards the front of the grid, but I just don't have the confidence in the cars still in this game, really. I don't feel like I can load them up properly. I'm not aggressive with them enough. I'm always quite tentative with them, especially on the brakes on the way into the corner. On the way out, not so much, but on the way in, I just don't have any confidence. I always feel like the car just doesn't have any front end. Both in. And yeah, I was pretty terrible on fuel, but like I said, I was trying to catch up to that pack after my mistake. So I overfueled a bit as well, and in practice I was coming out with anywhere between 55 to sort of 60, 65 litres at a push. I've never taken this much, but I did that because I don't want to be fuel saving at all in this second stint. I want to just be pretty much driving flat out now. See what we can do. I'm going to clear this penalty as well. I might have just incremented it through that curb there though. Not quite by the looks of it. But I found the best place to serve a penalty on this track is on the approach to Ascari. So you lift off around the 300 board, which is very early, but you want to be scrubbing your penalty, remember, so it'll take a sort of half a second or so to begin to scrub. But I mean, you'll see when I do it. It's a pretty effective place to serve a penalty, I'd say, because you can do it just by lifting just a bit earlier, and you'll fuel save, of course, a bit by doing that as well. But if you're in a tow, someone's tow, it's ideal, really. You can serve a penalty without really being affected by it. So it's not going to be that effective for me because I'm not in someone's tow. Let's see if I can take a bit of it off here, because I think it does start to increment. That's another thing I've noticed. So you know how usually it would be, is it if it's over 10 seconds or over 5 where it starts to increment? I think it was 10, wasn't it? But now it seems to do it maybe just on time alone. So rather than having to be a penalty of a certain size for it to start to increment, it seems that if any penalty that you carry for long enough, seems like it will start to increment. So yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it. I'm going to see if I can spot it tick up. Yeah, there you go. So I need to serve it really. Yeah, look at that lift and watch it tick down. Okay, once you reach a breaking point, obviously it stops, but you don't lose that much lap time having an early lift like that. Yeah, but it's going to tick up again. Through there. So I think at this point I know it's ticking up, so I've already planned to have a big lift into Ascari here. I hadn't done it sooner because I was hoping to get in someone's toe to do it, but I didn't know it was going to start ticking up. So let's see if I do it here. Yeah, earlier lift, watch for penalty. Alright, we haven't got rid of it, but we keep shaving it down. And I know it does keep growing, but we're not losing too much time. I'm shaving more than we're gaining, so... I might have another one here, we'll just try and clear it. Yeah. There we go, penalty free. And we haven't really lost any ground to the cars in front by doing that. So I'm going to cut us towards the end of the stint. So the second stint was a bit quiet, so I think we were just coming to the start of lap 9 when we were on board, so now we're on start of lap 10. And we'll just watch the last 2 laps. Because I took on a little bit more fuel, I can afford to just push through these last 2 laps. And hopefully put some pressure on the cars in front, but it doesn't really transpire like that, but that's always the plan. See a little bit of scrapping going on. I am closing the gap a little bit. Remember, most of them have got penalties as well, so there's always that to factor in. You're always hoping that just nab some people on the line, whereas if you have to fuel save in your last lap or you're driving to the end and like power through and short shifting, you're not going to be able to capitalise on these people going slow at the end of the race, trying to just limp home with penalties that they're serving, you know. So I always like to fuel save hard in the first stint so that I can afford myself the opportunity to push hard at the end of the second stint and just try and capitalise on people with penalties. we go, 1 to go. But I mean, I'm pretty happy with 6th and 10th. Should be a fairly decent points haul. Still gaining on this pack in front. We're maintaining the gap to muzzle Todd behind as well, which is good. He's a much higher ranked driver than me, so just keeping him behind. It's good for the points. Brake disc lowering. It's a heavy car, so it takes a lot of braking force to bring it to a halt. Monza's a heavy track on brakes as well, so there'll be carbon ceramic, but we'll be getting a lot of work. It'll be very hot after this. Probably not much pad left either. Well, I say that actually, it's only 11 lap race, isn't it? Although, what's fuel and tyre wear on? It'll be like 6 or 7 times, so actually it's more like a 60 or 70 odd lap race. So yeah, I think the brakes would be pretty done after that with Monza. There's some race series where they change the brakes. V8 supercars used to do it, I think. So we're coming for tyres, fuel and brakes on certain tracks. Imagine that. I'm trying to think which tracks. Might be I'm close to saying Mount Panorama, but I think that's too obvious. I think I'd have known that straight away from Mount Panorama. Probably a couple. I don't do it anymore, but I do remember in that championship it did used to change brakes, which is crazy. Anyway, oh hold on, do we just, yeah look, just nab that Frenchman on the line, so we get 5th in the end. It's not too bad, not too bad. Let's see how many points that is. So there we go, results confirmed. 5th in the in Season 3 of Nations. And there we go, 1,500 points. Pretty good, not a bad haul. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed. Please drop a like if you did. And let me know how you've all been getting on, and I'll see you all in the next one. Alright, thanks, bye.